especially our representative politics, I say, is local.
Okay.
Local that after consultation, people that you lead, vast majority of your supporter, if they are going any direction, you better be smart to go in similar direction. Um, to speak to the PUP, first of all, I've had a very good working relationship with PUP.
Okay.
There's no better pill that I've had with PUP, even up to today's date. The fact that I have not even gone to the MDR, I have expressed interest in going to the MDR.
Okay.
I still remain that confident that good relationship with the PUP, and we're still working on it. It's just an intent that we have expressed that we want to go to the MDR, which is working well for us.
Okay.
So with the PUP, everything is still fine with us. Our flag bearer, the party chairman, everybody, we got our working relationship.
Okay.
So I just want to establish that because sometimes some differences, people will differ with each other and other stuff, make people someone to say, okay, look, I'm going to look for a new home.
There are informations that some of those reasons that trickle you're leaving the PUP, though you say you left with clean hands, but the head of the PUP, who's the dream bearer or the political leader of the party, Honorable Nukwe, who's from Magibi, feels that the party is his own and he runs the party like he runs his home.
No,
how true is that?
No, it's not.
What's your relationship in terms of giving us the characteristics of Honorable Nukwe? What would you say?
Honorable Nukwe is one man that I consider as a mentor. People politically, or no matter what the case, people will differ with leaders, right? They do it to us as well. But Honorable Nukwe is one man that, if I'm given the opportunity today, I will want to work with him the rest of my life. Yes, he's there. He's always willing to listen to people. He might have his ugly side, as everybody got, that side. But I strongly believe that he's willing to listen to people. Since I started knowing him, he has always been that mentor. He has always been that person who will listen, sit, and that, okay, you know what? This thing you're talking about, this is how best I think we can approach it. Okay. It's always giving our guardians that better way of handling things. So that outside of politics, you sit with him and you gain a lot from him. So, look, I just want to differ with those who have said that about him. Okay. It's not true. Even with the party being considered as his party, look, that the way we as members of political parties sometimes see leaders, make leaders to feel this way at times. But I can tell you that there are people within the PUP that have stood up, talked to Honorable Nukwe, and they have told him that, look, this way we can't do it this way. This time we're not going to Magibi. We have to go to understand that we have someone from Nima serving today as the chairman of the PUP. That speaks volume to how Honorable Nukwe has given other people to participate fairly and freely within the party. So that's it. Like I said, but coming to my intent that I've expressed, it's local. Back on my citizen, because all of this thing come after we've conducted our own survey and we've sorted with our supporters. We've got to realize that 80% of our supporters are in line with the MDR.
Okay.
80% are people who would say, look, we now with Senator Prince Johnson, his re-election, to understand that today people are now collecting their own money, printing T-shirt, coming up with program for Senator Johnson for his re-election. So if you have people who support you coming to say, look, this is where they're going, then who am I? So sometimes there are some decisions we make politically, and it's tied into the decision that we make to satisfy our people. It goes with the way we make laws, right?
Over the years, you and Senator Nukwe, you and Senator Johnson, Prince Johnson, who's is considered as the political godfather of Nimba, have not been, the both of you have not had that good working relationship, probably for personal reason or political reason. No. Now you are getting to the MDR because majority of your followers are in line with the MDR. What chance you have and trust you have that you be contesting on the ticket comes 2023?
Yeah, let me just quickly provide our clarity to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not true that we have had our relationship. No,
Okay.
from the very beginning of our administration, in fact, before coming to the legislature, our relationship has been very cordial. In fact, coming to join him within the legislature,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, afforded another bigger opportunity to get to know him more,
Okay.
and also for him to know all too, which has worked out well for us. He has done a lot of great things for us, and the working relationship with him, I don't know, can't compare with none. So it is good for me, and so that's first clarity I want to make with the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very good working relationship with him. Yeah, it's true that you said people might worry as to whether we're going to get on the party ticket. Mine going to the MDR, like I said, is it's just all about probably achieving or helping to achieve some of the dream of the party.
Okay.
Bringing the people of Nima together, bringing the people of Liberia. Look, the party now, the structure of the governing council of the party, you got people from other parts of the country, non-Nibarians. So it's not just for Nibarian, for which we go into the party. Like I said, this old man had a lot of dream. Now that he's aging, I've said to people, look, it's good to be that type of torchbearer he is. A torchbearer that will always want to keep the flame of the torch flaming. And now someone who will, like, along the way, once their hand gets weak and allow the torch or the flame to quench. No. So I see him as that person. I see him as a leader who want now to see that, look, I'm getting older. There's a time now, there's a need to turn this torch over to the younger generation. And the only way we'll be able to fit in there is when we go closer to him and be able to work with him like we've done for the past 4 to 5 years. That are so hard for us. And along after the election, who knows? He might be nurturing us in so many directions.
Chief, I want us to be a bit blunt. Senator Prince Johnson is noted for being involved into, bad activities. He was involved into the past civil crisis. Many Liberians have some bitterness with him. Now, you going to that party, leaving your, party that you all established, do you think it's not going to paint you black in some days to come?
There are other side of it. His personal life, his personal character,
Okay.
it's something that he has protected over the year. He has defended, coming from the days of the TRC and even up to now, right? So I'm not really going to defend his character or what he's done, because he's one old man who is always there defending himself.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
So, but with regards to it being a good party or the bad one, look, the individual does not make the party. That's something that we're always lacking on. And I've said to people that we cannot remain out to know all that is within. We cannot remain out to give the needed advice to get things changed. So that's why we have decided to go in, or we decided to go in to see how we can work. Yes, it's true. We might have, some kind of dark cloud coming out about, but those are things that we, starting with my life. He has said repeatedly, what he did, what he fought in this country, the justification of the war. You saw it years back, how it was a case, sorry to say. If you have seen how Nibarians were treated in this country, non-Nibarian can speak to that. I've had some colleagues who have sat with me and told me, look, my man, you were in Monrovia. We saw how you people, how your kinsmen were treated in this country. There came a time we could not identify ourselves as a Liberian. All right. Because of that, people have gone, he went along with other people came, and we saw them as liberators. There are other bad side of things that happen. They explain. So it's left with us. We know all of the recommendation of the TRC. All of these things are there. We got them on the share. How are we implementing? The things should be taken into consideration. But like I said, he has his side, and I'm not really going to talk or defend him more when it comes to that, because he had done it adequately.
Okay.
he has defended himself, and to understand that whenever he does, people reason, with him as to why he did some of the things. So I will not speak much to his activities, but coming to the political party, yes, this is something that he got a vision. The party has its own vision, its own objective. There are a lot of platforms within the party that we feel that fit within our own political agenda. So that's some of the reasons for which we're going there. It's not to look at his party. Yes, his party might come over to the party, but on the need for us to just explain what we were about. As to speak, I feel that the agenda, the platform, the manifesto of the political party that I'm going to shoot is in line with some of the things that I've envisaged, some of the things that I've thought of, and say that look, we have to do these things for the betterment of our people of Nima, Yale, Liberia, and see how we can move this country forward.
Have you been following Honorable Rosalind Dennis of late? Now, Senator Johnson is your political leader, and Rosalind have been. Let's see if we can just listen a little bit to Rosalind. She has been very vocal and bitter with your political leader. I want you to give me a clear analysis on what you think and what's your take on the approach and response from Madam Rosalind Suakoko Dennis. Let's just listen to her a little bit.
But this is an extreme case. So on Thursday, there was a lot of support given to my objection when I interposed the charter being created by our legislature to the university named after this warlord and this documented criminal in Senator Prince White Johnson. And so on today, which I expected, there was a turnaround because there has been a lot of influence into having people to sway their votes from where they stood for on Thursday as opposed to what they stood for to be in a section on Tuesday. And my reason of continuing with the university is not a personal attack on Senator Prince White Johnson, but it is in the country's interest. It is best for the country. And I also, in sympathy with the would-be graduate of this notorious war criminal, that the university will become a notorious university to among community of nations. We do things in Liberia, we think the Liberian way, we work the Liberian way, we act the Liberian way. But I don't think those students will remain in the bailiwick of Liberia all the days of their life. So I gave a scenario. There are smart people from Nema County, there are smart people from across Liberia. Whatever kid get at a university, do say university, have an opportunity to go to a world-class university. Before going to a world-class university, people want to know the university that you come from. You say, I am a product of the PYJ University. They ask you, what is PYJ? They say, Prince Yerigwe Johnson University. Who is Prince Yerigwe?
And so I think you listen to her. She's Madam Honorable Suakoko Rosalind Dennis, a representative of Maserati County. Now, she has been very bitter with your standard bearer. And you listen to her on yesterday, again, blasting and calling names on your political leader. What's your own take on it?
I think if you follow our section yesterday, we had some changes, she and myself. I see some contradiction in, even her intro when she said, "Oh Lord, this is not personal," and that. You going ahead, using words, and then you come back again to say, "Look, this is not personal." But look, we have to be factual. We have to be frank with each other at times when we speak as leaders to some of these issues. She have had a problem with the issue of the War Economic Grant Code. We understand her position. Once being someone who have served at the time as the Committee on Claims and Petition, directly involved with the issue of the War Economic Grant Code, the advocacy. So we know the angle from which it comes, but those are things that must be separated. There's a great distinction with regards to education. She has said to some of us, look, why can't us take the name of Honorable Johnson, Senator Johnson, from this institution. So she's not really against the institution,
But
like
she's
I said,
against the
from
name.
The
Yeah.
name. So, but down the line, she had to say, if the people go there, look, if we have to bring the TRC report today and place it on the table, why we start questioning as to why Madam Ellen Johnson said if you have her name being placed on institution today, then we should all wait and say, look, with all due respect to her, we should say because of the TRC recommendation that call for some punishment, that call for some action to be taken against those who have been mentioned within the TRC report. We should not be naming building the Maestria complex after Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So if my colleague is saying that Senator Johnson name should not be placed on our school, I will also encourage her. Let her speak to the ministerial complex. Today you have the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf ministerial complex, right? I mean, what can you say about that? This is someone named who have been mentioned in our TRC report equally as Senator Johnson. So if we had to do justice to all of those who have been mentioned within our TRC report, then we should start from there. So that's what I said. I see a little contradiction in what she has said, but I respect her view. She said just as she has said something wrongly, and I feel that because of advocacy when it comes to the World Economic Crime Code, she like more focused on the senator, which is wrong. Our friend with her yesterday, you cannot do this because you have other people who names have been mentioned in TRC report, names been placed on schools, on buildings, on institutions in this country, and you're not stopping it. But isn't it because of Senator Prince Johnson today? I think there are some mixed steps in her advocacy, approach to how she handled this issue, and I think she understood me at a certain point in time.
Okay. Now, you've been in government now for closely 6 years. What's your own take on the way you people are proceeding with the government? Do you think there are some things needs to be worked on as we move to these elections?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that I think need to be worked on. I see some sort of what would I say? Probably if we have to go to referendum, I see a lot of ambiguity within our constitution. There are some laws that we need to amend. There are a couple of things we need to do, and I feel there are some power given to the. I see it as one of the challenges I have seen, coming to government. The level of independence, that I thought we should have as three separate branches of government that is not fully utilized, and it are happening over the years, not just with this government. You see today that whenever they say, oh look, new lawmakers are coming, like the way we come in probably the 55th legislature, you will see some level of interference from the executive branch of government as to who become the leaders of the legislature, so that they can have that level of interference, with regards to who becomes the pro tem, who becomes the speaker, deputy speaker. So if that is quite being left, by the legislators,
Members, okay.
you will to some extent see that independence, as it relates to how we all govern a steady affair of this country, which has not really been done. That's one disappointment I got in government. We don't really have that level of independence. It is even with the judiciary, to understand today that there have been a lot of criticism, people being accusing the removal of cabinet channel and other things. So I see that. I think that probably, if not for now, to the next year, as we come back, those are things that we must keenly look into and see how we can right some of the wrongs, because those who crafted some of these documents today that we call constitution, call laws, what they envisage, what they think that should be the good way is to have that level of independence that everybody who come to leadership will use, so as to get verses of the voiceless and the right thing being done.
You think President George Weah should be retained?
Yes, I will say to some extent because of the level of work that he's done, especially taking some things that we have not seen as citizen of this country to the leeward counties. But I feel that he still got time to still do more within the next 1 year. I know our foreign image is not as good as one might think. We have a country where even the president cannot go out there freely. Our vice president cannot go out freely. The foreign minister cannot go out freely. So it thinks the character of the country, not just the government.
So you think he needs to take some action by
Definitely.
getting some of the guys out of
sure,
government?
sure.
Now, 3 of the key members in government were sanctioned by the U.S. Department of Treasury, and as it stands, right after that, the next day, the president have to suspend them for time indefinite until they can, go through investigation. What's your own take on it? Do you think it created another dark cloud on our foreign relationship with other countries?
Oh yeah, not just us, but any other country for that matter. Okay. Once it didn't come your way, you must be very careful. Being the world superpower coming to kind of dictate to you now and tell you, look, these are things that you ought to do, and you're not doing it. Because of this, we're going to take the action against you. I think that we must take seriously.
Okay.
Well, the good thing is that the president, well, to me, proactive. He came very fast in suspending them. But the public outcry is huge. Who knows? Maybe he might listen to what the public is saying, and some of us say, look, there's a need to dismiss these guys. Once you dismiss them, that will relax some of the tension, and the people out there, the Uncle Sam and other people will feel like, yes, since indeed he did not see this coming, and we saw it, we advised him, and he took our advisement, or he took as an advisement, he took our advice, and how can we now start working with him to improve? No one is perfect, he might have his own lapses, but to quickly acknowledge some of the lapses and work towards it, make you a good leader.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think he still got a room to
you think McGill was getting too, drunk, lack of better word, drunk with power, and think that he could, or he's running the affairs of the country?
Probably the world being drunk would not be my choice of voice. But I think, yes, indeed, because sometimes, like I said, people will lead so not make her to get into these things. Not the corrupt part of it,
sure,
but being over the powerful, being healed and being seen as quote unquote God, and without you things can be done. Some of the things lead to what happened to Mr. McGill. There came a time myself started wondering. I used to feel for him because things that needed to have been done probably by other people, he was doing it. Everybody going to him, and he was like seeing at that person. Without him, things can work in the country. It was not good, and I feel that to some extent he himself realized it, but who knows, probably the mistake he made he could not designate people to do some of the function. He could not allow people to do what they're supposed to do, and that's why I know everybody learn from mistakes. I know Mr. McGill have learned a lot. If he's to be given the next opportunity, the next chance to serve in government again, or to not even be, if he will not be dismissed if he come back, I know he's going to be learning from that. But yeah, actually there came a time that the power was so much, everything was him, which it's not even good. Even in a home, as a child, if your parents just designate almost all the responsibility to you, your siblings, other people within the home will have problems with you. So it is with him. I feel for him in that he did not quickly get to know that the responsibility was so many for him. He needed to have given some responsibility to people, dedicated some responsibility. Now that he's into this, I know even people who have come to succeed him, or who may come to succeed him, could learn, or even every one of us as government officials today, we should learn from that.
If you were to make recommendation on an individual succeeding Minister McGill, who you think is the best one?
No, I wouldn't want to speak to that because I'm not within a SACA, because anyone who succeeds him must be someone within the rank and file of the Rudy establishment. So I would not want to. I don't know any of them.
Okay, we have to leave you. Work day today. Finally, moving to the 2023 elections, what are some of your fears with the NEC, with the violence that have been orchestrated in the country, death all around in Maryland? On last week, we got the information of over 8 deaths Can you imagine? Investigations conducted, international pathologists and Liberians that are, pathologists think that the investigation that was conducted on those, on these bodies are not, the report were not properly done. Do you think there are some things that need to be worked on security-wise, and the NEC looking at the country in general as we move to these elections?
Yes, sure. The security sector, like you said, we have had challenges. The low security pressure within the country is a serious thing, but it's something that, as we speak, there's a process going on now for more security personnel, police personnel to be trained.
Okay.
They're being recruited. So that process is geared towards handling some of the problems that you just outlined.
Okay.
But like I said, we are part of the government, so we wish the best for the government, because once the government does the right thing, the benefit goes to our people. We will not just sit and say that, look, all is well as we go to election. There are a lot of things, like I said, we need to improve on. I think security-wise, the things that are being put into place now. We hope that as the budget comes before us next month, we're going to have the needed support because all of these things cannot be done in the absence of money.
Sure.
So we hope that we can give that budgetary support to the security sector to do what they ought to do as well.
Okay.
The issue of killing going across the country, yes, it's something that is worrisome. It's something that we all have raised concern about, and just understand, people who need to be prosecuted have been prosecuted. The issue of electoral violence, we haven't really seen that in our country, because knowing where we're coming from to today, we will not want to go back to the dark days. So every Liberian you speak to today is very mindful as to how we even go out, to do campaign activities. So the issue of electoral violence, we pray that we will not have, like other countries would do. We saw what took place in Lofa the other time, and even by-elections that we have witnessed in Montserrat. We haven't seen that much electoral violence. So we hope that as we go there, in fact, with more security presence, we will be able to put that behind us. And, as a civilized country that we claim to be, we'll be able to exhibit that in the next election to come.
2023 is right here. The way your standard bearer go, there you go.
Like I said, I haven't really joined the MDR, but institutionally, I'm that disciplined person. If I to go into the MDR, and if the marching order is that, look, let's go this way, we're going to give our own advice as well. We are going this way, but can we correct some of those things, some of the mistakes that have been taken by this government? Can we talk to the president to improve something, like I talk about the foreign policy, even with guys who are our own economy? How can we do most of these things? There are a lot of things we need to roll out on. There are a lot of things we need to improve on as a government, and we're not far from the hard table. Being a member of the legislature, and sitting there and joining a political party, I think it is a good thing for the political party too, to tap in on what we have, that we bring to the table, and see how we can how we can correct some of the things that need to be done, so that any direction we go in, people will see us as the leaders who are serious for business.
Thank you so much. It's Honorable Dawon Glikye, representative of District 6, Nimba County. He joined us this morning, finally. Is there anything you wanted to touch on that we didn't talk about?
Not much. Just the opportunity afforded me. I just wanted to thank you for this. I think you got one of the bigger platforms in the country, and affording me this opportunity. I think it's something good. As we move closer, like I said, the type of opportunities will afford us, the greater platform to say more to our people, because sometimes besides what we take home, the dividend of what we sit there and do, it's left for you people. Sure. You're going to be judging us tomorrow. Sure. Someone that might come to sit on your platform to say, look, Honorable Glikye has not done X, Y, and Z. You're going to be looking at the 3 reasons for which I was elected. And like that, look, when it comes to representation, this is what Honorable Glikye did. He once sat on my platform and he explained to the people some of these things. When it comes to lawmaking, this is why Honorable Glikye is in terms of these things that you expect of him. Sure. The oversight you're talking about, look, these are things that Honorable Glikye have done. So we do think we count on you people. Your ethics provide for that you should be the mouthpiece for every one of us, not just our people who serve. You too should be able to tell people what I have done, what I'm capable to do. It's not like liking me, but the fact remains that you know some good things that I'm able to do for which I think I should be retained. So now when you say people feel like, oh no, you can't pay for the man, no, but it's not. It's why your ethics call for. So thank you for the opportunity, and I just want to thank you to your management for affording me the opportunity, and I say bravo to everybody for taking time out and looking to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. He's Honorable Dorwan Glike of Nima, like I said, District 6 there in Nima County. He's also a member of the Ways, Means and Finance Committee at the House of Representatives. That's how we will go this morning. Thanks to all of our followers, and thanks to our technical guys who've been doing very, very well. They are always here Mondays to Fridays and making sure that we can be live on your screen. Until tomorrow, we'll be back here with another presentation, fire burning presentation with another guest. I'm bidding you a pleasant rest of day Wednesday from Liberia. Bye-bye.